music. Yeah.
Milsurp Garage. Extra credit for anyone who can tell me what stand-up video game we have here in the Milsurp Garage. All right, we're coming back from a nice day of trap shooting. 4 nice, relaxing rounds. You know what's nice? There's really nobody there because nobody has any ammo. There's the even shotgun like target clay busting ammo is not to be found anywhere. They have it there actually at the range. They have to, right? I mean, they have to close if they don't have it. But it's crazy expensive, and nobody's really going. So it makes it nice and relaxing for me. So what did I want to show you? I wanted to show you how to piss people off with an Ithaca Model 37. Now, this is not an Ithaca Model 37. Obviously, this is my A5. I shot one round with this. My first round I shot with this. Got a 23. I love this gun. But I just wanted to demonstrate. Your normal procedure for trap would be you open the action. You rack your gun. It's your turn to shoot. You stand up. You approach the line with your with the breech open, bolt back, locked open like this. It's your turn to shoot. Maybe you throw this in there. Most ranges are they're gonna let this. You could just throw that in and let it sit in there. And then when it's your turn to shoot, and only then, like when that little guy before you bang, then you can close it. And you could shoot. Now with this semi-auto, it's bang, this is going to come flying out, and you're just going to be sitting there like that again. Drop another one in, wait till your turn, close, bang, right? So that goes on and on. Now, if you want to get fancy with an A5, actually, when it's your turn to go, you can go into the tube, and it's going to load that round. If you didn't know that an A5 does that, it's pretty freaking cool. But if you want to get fancy, you can do that. Bang, and it's going to be open. Now, the reason why the Ithaca 37 is a little different, it's an unusual gun for trap. Reason being, it's pump, right? So even normally with pump, you can do the same thing that I just showed you normally. So you don't even have a side loading gate on the Ithaca 37. It loads and ejects through the bottom. But let's just say this was like an 870 with a pump, Model 12. Same thing, you would be able to drop the round inside the loading gate. Just sit there like that. And then when it was your turn to shoot, you would drop it in. When it's your turn to shoot, you'd be able to close, bang. Obviously, there's not going to be any self-loading or ejecting, but after the bang, you would be able to open it up, eject the shell, maybe drop another one in there, wait till your turn, close the action when it's your turn. Same thing, same procedure. Why is the Ithaca different? Because you can't just drop a shell into the Ithaca. When it's open like this, you can't just, there's like forks here. This is like the lifter or whatever, so you can't get by the lifter. I guess if you put pressure here as you closed, it does sort of pick it up. But see how it stumbled even a little bit? It's not really made to do that. See, it won't close on it. See how the extractor is like bumping into the, that's a dangerous spot too. It's very close. If it was sticking up a little bit more, it could be in danger of punching the primer right there. That was weird. You definitely don't want to do this, I don't think, because You see how close? I don't know if you could see that. This barrel is so long. The lighting is terrible. See how the extractor's on the bottom here because it pulls it out and down. So you see how close the extractor is to the primer right there? Ooh, whew. I don't like the way that looks. Yeah, don't ever do that. So what you would have to do with the Ithaca, to be safe with the Ithaca, I didn't think safety was an issue, but yeah, to do it right here, you would be loading the tube. And I'm pretty sure nobody would really care if you loaded that tube. You're not in the chamber, right? You could probably load that tube before it's your turn without pissing anybody off. And then when it's your turn, see the difference in how it lays. It has to be on that side of the lifter to feed right. And then when it's your turn, because these things do load like butter. So when it's your turn, that's what you would do. But now here's the thing. Now say you pull the trigger. Okay, bang, bang, bang. Where's the bang? Bang, okay. You would be, this is what you'd have to go through. You'd have to eject, close, reload the tube, press the slide release, back again, forward again to shoot. There's a lot of action going on there. If it's just you and one other guy, you're doing a whole lot of gun operation while he's just kind of like, there's a lot going on there. I'm going to show you what I was doing, but this pissed people off. So what I was doing was, I was loading the tube. I was putting that in the chamber. Bang, I was shooting the bird. I would just load another round in the tube. And then when it was my turn to shoot, I didn't even have to press the slide release because the hammer's down. It's in the relaxed position now. So I would eject that, load the next one. Right? Then, bang, I shoot the bird. Throw another round in the tube. When it was my turn to shoot, cycle, bang, shoot the bird, load the tube. This was pissing people off. I don't know why. I had some guy next to me. You can't leave it loaded. You can't leave one in the chamber. He said something like that to me. You can't have a live round in the chamber. I'm like, there's not a live round in the chamber. He's like, yeah, well, you just, because when it was, I don't know what was going through his head. It's odd what I'm doing here. If you don't understand how this shotgun operates, you're definitely there's gonna be some head scratching. It's the operation. What I was doing just didn't look normal. But he just said something like, it was all friendly. Don't get me wrong, but it was like it wasn't the puller either. The puller didn't say anything. Young kid, but he didn't say anything. It was it was some guy next to me. It was some guy next to me with like a what do you call it? A vented rib that was like that high off the barrel, and the shotgun had some kind of German name that you couldn't even pronounce. And I outshot the guy. I mean, I don't really mean to be, but with the Ithaca, I shot 3 rounds with the Ithaca, 2 21s and a 22. I couldn't quite get that 23 that I had with the A5. I like this gun. The lightness of it is really cool. But I feel like if I went a few times, I'd start. I did shoot a 25 with this gun a couple of times. I love it. It's really a good trap gun. This is, of course, 30-inch barrel, full choke. But yeah, this guy was in like the 1819s, so I had him beat, and I didn't mean to be mean when he said, I said, no, that the chamber's not loaded, and he was like, yeah, but he said, son, I said, listen, this is what I said to the guy, I said, listen, it's not my first day. And another guy on the line laughed. I wasn't breaking the rules. I don't have to take this spent shell out of the chamber immediately if I don't want to. And you can shoot like this with even a pump shotgun, a regular, like an 870. You can just shoot, load your tube. When it's your time to shoot, cycled around in, you'll also kick out your spent shell and then shoot. You could do the same thing. I'm not saying you can't do that with an 870, but with an 870, you'd be like, why are you doing that? Because you could just open it, put another shell in, close it, fire. Open it, put another shell in, close it. You know, but I have to do 4 operations with this thing, you know, to be able to shoot trap with it. And when everybody's, when everybody's good, it's just all you hear on the line is like, pull, pull, pull. You know, you don't have time to be messing around like that. You know what I mean? It's like when I'm throwing this in, the first thing you got to remember when it's the last round of that station that you don't reload the tube though. That's a no-no. You definitely want to have an empty gun. So I'm shooting my first station, bang, I got enough time. I could just push this in here and I'm ready to go. Look at that. That's all I had to do. And I'm ready to go. When it's my turn, just like everybody else, I just cycle and I'm ready to go, just like everybody else. And then I just throw another one in. Now, well, after I shoot, of course, I throw another one in. You know, you dig. And then the last station, you got to remember, the last station, when you cycle that in and you fire, it's good to go last if you use this trick, because then they're like, change, and you know right away after that shot, you're not going to be putting around. But you just want to be careful that you don't throw one in. Even though you don't have a loaded chamber, you don't want to even throw one in the tube and move from station to station. That I can understand is a no-go. Definitely want to have clear gun. When you're going from station to station, you definitely want to have clear gun, action open. So the last shot, I would open the action like this, change, and I would be changing my station with absolutely nothing inside the gun. So if anyone's thinking that I'm doing that through station changes, I'm not. So that's how to get yelled at with an Ithaca 37. It wasn't just that guy. There was somebody else was like kind of like in cahoots with him, being like, yeah, I don't know what. They just didn't get it. They just, these guys that just have these like break action guns. I mean, it's just like, you shoot, you break it open, you just put around and you stand there with the action, with the whole gun broken in half. And those guys, they're sweeping everybody with the barrel just because the gun is broken in half. I mean, I'm not a crazy safety nut freak guy. I'm not one of those guys. I'm not crazy. But muzzle discipline is muzzle discipline. I'm sorry. And this thing where, like, you're throwing the cracked shotgun over your shoulder and the barrel's pointing at everybody's skull that's behind you. I don't know. You got to practice muzzle discipline all the time. So if anybody needed a talking to, in my opinion, it was that dude. But anyway, I'm going to also take a little trip over here out to the outside garage. I wonder if you could see this. I think I'm gonna have to zoom in a little bit. Let me zoom in. Never noticed this before. I did not do this. But you see this speckled paint? Somebody painted something with this shotgun like standing in the corner. I think I might have noticed it when I first bought it. I've had it for years and I just never addressed it. But I'm going to show you now. I got to go out to the outside garage to do this because it involves bronze wool, okay? Here's bronze wool. I keep it inside this plastic container even. This is bronze wool. It's like they call it a polishing pad. It's super fine. But you see those little pieces down there on the bottom? It might be super fine, but man, those are super fine at getting caught in like the skin of your foot. And stuff is like super sharp. It's weird. You don't want anywhere near like an indoor. This Milsurp garage right here I got carpeting down. You know what I mean? It's like this is like a den. So I'll mess with oil. I'll mess with wiping stuff down. But when it comes to like shavings, drilling, grinding, anything with sandpaper or steel wool or any kind of wool of any kind, I'm going outside. So let's take a ride out there, and we'll see. I'll see if this works. I'm thinking that this will polish it up nice. Let's check it out. All right, Milsurp Garage 2. That's right, we have 2 garages here. Here is the bronze wool. Now, this speckling you try to do any kind of like scraping, anything that's like, what's the word? Abrasive. And you're going to leave marks on this wood. Yeah, you'll get rid of it. It's not like it's hard to get rid of these specks of paint. It's real easy. But the thing is, you want something gentle enough, light enough. That's all it's doing is just clipping off those little specks of paint and not making any other type of abrasion mark. So here's the bronze wool. And here's some boiled linseed oil, BLO. Definitely any gun fixer-upper's friend. And just like I thought, it's taking it right off with no damage to the finish. Just want to make sure that it's nice and like lubricated when you're even rubbing. Luckily, it's not all over. But who has a shotgun so close to their painting job? I mean, what was being painted? Some of these are a little stubborn. It's actually good. This type of like rubbing here, this type of rubbing is actually good for it with something like this, with the BLO. It kind of takes out not just these specks of paint, but it'll also remove any tiny abrasions, scratches, tiny ones, nothing major. But it really makes for a very silky, smooth feel to the wood without, you know, you sanding the crap out of it, you know what I mean? And I don't even mind if one or two get left behind here, but of course I do. What am I talking about? Of course I would mind. Do it, right? Get on this side. Looking good. I think we pretty much have all of it, but you know what I'd like to do here? I'd really like to get up in here. Sorry if any of this is off camera. I didn't really have it worked out here just yet. It's a little awkward. It's actually, I kind of like that nice satiny look that it has right there. You lose that if you start BLOing it more. I'm going to leave the corncob forend alone completely. It doesn't have any of it on it. I'm not even going to mess with it. A couple of stubborn ones right there. A couple more. And we are through, ladies and gentlemen. Give you a nice close-up look. What's going on out here? It's like a quiet area. There's like race cars going by. Alright, let's give it a nice rub down. You know, and I could see the particles of bronze wool, sorry, all over the place. And out here, we're right next to the Plymouth out here. That's fine. Oh yeah, that's looking good. See that satin look to it, but boom, you hit it with the BLO. That's gonna bring that gleam right back in it again. Let me, maybe, can I zoom or can I could lift? I could lift the window. You're attached to a window. I could just lift the window. So there we go, take a look. Well, here, we'll bring it inside to really give it a good look, but that's it. That's just about all of them. See, you're always gonna miss. You're always gonna miss something. It doesn't matter. There'd always be one missing. It's literally one. Oh, I see two. So there's one over here and one over there. All right, that's it. I'm not gonna go crazy. Nobody would notice one spot here or there, but. And the BLO, it comes in these metal tins. I use these. I get them from, you know, when you at place where you take like sauces to your table or something like that, and I grab a couple of those. You get takeout and they come with those. I rinse them out. It's perfect for this because lugging around and tipping a big BLO, a steel BLO container, really sucks. But all you really need with this stuff is just fingertip drop application. You know, you don't need to be like glog glog with the bottle all the time. So those work out really good. You know what? These like white dots are just separated but then floating on, because I just saw a couple and I wiped and they moved, so they're like stuck there and moving. A couple more along the bottom there. I am not going to settle for a crappy job here because you guys are going to be looking at it. And I don't need anybody throwing a comment being like, you didn't get them all. They would be right. I did miss a couple along here. Wow, the wood looks really nice right there. It's like an interesting part of the grain right there. That's wild. All right, we're gonna wipe it down and I'm gonna head inside. Come with me. All right, we're back. So, you know, use at your own risk. Don't get me wrong here. Do not have carte blanche to just start bronze wooling everything. But if you know the touch that you need, I mean, you're just gonna get this from experience with messing with it. So, you know, don't mess around with like your prized possession. That's a good way to look at it. And you get the feel for this is good stuff. This stuff could really make stocks look nice. You know, it's a good way to rub in BLO all the time, if you ask me. But like I said, if it's like a shellac, like a shiny wood, or like a no. Stay well away with this stuff because you will take that off. You will dull it. But just a wood finish like this that's blemished in some way, like some guy that like spray painted his rims on his Valiant while his shotgun was sitting in the garage 2 feet away on a windy day, then that's what you got to do. And you can see why I didn't want to mess with this. This is one of the most beautiful corn cobs. Look at that. What a beauty, huh? Wait, hold on. I'll make it look even nicer. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's what you shoot good for me. I take care of you. Yeah, I did. It shot good, and I saw that paint on it, and I was like, oh, yeah, I vaguely remember seeing that. And then we just let it sit. Now, you want to wipe it off the metal, because it gets kind of, like, sticky. It gets kind of glue-like on the metal. It's weird. And it's actually hard to get off. You need to use something like, if it dries on the metal, you need to use something that's astringent-like to get it off. You know, like a gun scrubber, alcohol, you know, like something like that. Hoppies, I guess, would take it off. But, you know, you just make sure you get it off the metal. It's a pain in the neck. It gets really sticky. And you leave it on the wood. Leave it wet on the wood. You don't have to wipe it down after, or you can even come back in a couple hours and do it again. You know, the thing with BLO, you ever heard that thing? You do it once a day for a week, once a week for a month, once a month for a year, and then every year after that. That's the BLO challenge for anybody that could do that to the 118 guns or something that they have in their collection. Good luck. But you know, when I feel like hitting it, I'll usually do this. Let it sit for a little bit, and then come back and just touch it up again. And like I said, wipe off the metal, and then it's usually soaked in enough where even wiping it with a rag doesn't really take off anymore. It just kind of just sits on there. And you know, with BLO, it's like right now I'm feeling heat. If you rub it, when you rub it in, you could feel there the temperature is rising right here. You do that enough, it'll get hot enough where you have to stop. Yeah, that's how warm it gets. That's why they say, like, BLO mixed with other things on a rag, it could go on, it could spontaneously combust. Because it is weird like that. Even just rubbing like this, it's like, it gets warm like that, and then that really helps it to sink in, you know? Somehow that really makes the shine deep when you do that. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. How to piss off people on the trap range with the Ithaca. And if you remember, it's load, and then bang, we shoot, and we don't eject. The next guy just goes. And while he's going, you just slap it another round quick. Nobody knows nothing. But people, they start paying attention. When it's your turn to go, no button. You don't have to press nothing. Just bang. Bird explodes. Next guy, pull. Bang. While that's going on, just slip around in. Nice. You're doing less work than the guy with the brake action. Instead of, I'm not even going to go through it again. You guys are like, I get it. I get it, dude. All right. Everybody, it's been real. And we got some good stuff on the way. On the way. We got another Savage on the way. And I decided we're going to talk a little bit. We're going to do like 5 minutes on the man. On Savage. William H. Savage, what the hell was his name? I don't know, but we got a book here, all right? And there's stuff on this guy. Here it is. There's Stevens, and then they Savage was bought out. Savage bought him out. The Savage story. Here we go. We're just gonna get into. We're gonna talk about this guy. We're gonna delve into the history of Savage a little bit, and we're going to showcase another Savage firearm. So stay tuned, and we'll see you all soon. Be well.
Yes.